Our business is to be on the move all the time. But what defines Gdex as a leading provider of express carrier services is how we always move with the times. Officially, we're now known as Gdex Berhad, a change in name to herald in a new phase of growth for the group. Today, market dynamics, consumer preferences, behavioral trends, and emerging technologies are reshaping the business landscape. On one hand, we are capitalizing on the shift towards e-commerce and social commerce. On the other, we understand our role in accelerating this transformation towards digitalization and automation. In response, Gdex has embarked on a journey to become a technology company by providing digital shipping solutions. This evolving business direction is anchored on our corporate philosophy, comprising 5 pillars of 4 Ps and 1 S. People, process, platform, product, and speed. Under this framework, Gdex is harnessing the energy and talent of our people to improve and integrate our processes. We are also migrating our operational platform and product offerings into the digital space. These initiatives are intended to raise transparency, produce consistency, and ultimately increase service quality. Finally, we ensure speed of delivery via our digital processes, real-time tracking capabilities, and a network of international partners. With our new focus, Gdex is now poised to make further inroads into the growing business-to-consumer and consumer-to-consumer market segments driven by changing consumer patterns and increasing digital lifestyle. It also opens the door for us to diversify our product and service offerings, from providing end-to-end supply chain solutions to empowering business and fulfilling shipping needs, all via a seamless and hassle-free experience. This is our path to meet the present and future needs of our customers while consistently striving to exceed their expectations at every touchpoint. In this challenge, we are guided by international standards for quality, environmental, and anti-bribery management systems. Today, Gdex network comprises Singapore, Indonesia, and Vietnam, and the group continues to be on the lookout for growth opportunities in the ASEAN region.
Gdex has learned and grown from strength to strength through many seasons. As we embark on a new phase of growth driven by technology, we strive to be an enabler to our clients, partners, and the community, where we collaborate and scale to new heights together. We aim to continue improving ourselves and be ever ready to contribute to the building of ecosystems together with our stakeholders. Thank you.
Gdex, delivery service you trust.
The case study is about the Gdex Express website. Gdex Express is a Malaysian company that provides express delivery and logistics services to both domestic and international markets Customers as end users can easily and efficiently use the delivery and logistics services by using the online website. Customers can also access a variety of additional services on the website, such as consignment tracking.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is IQBAL HAMDI bin Ahmad FAUZI. My role is project manager. For the question 2, this is the example of main user interface for Gdex Express. Why this main user interface is so important to website? Because this interface will be useful for the customer to find what they need for this website. For example, when customer want to know about weight of the parcel before they go to the place of Gdex Express to send the parcel, they can click volumetric calculation. This can make it easier for the customer to estimate the money that needs to be brought to pay the delivery price.
Good day everyone. Next, I would like to present some brief introduction of the website. The objective of the Gdex Express portal is to engage customers as well as end users in delivering their consignments easily through the high quality and cost-effective Gdex Express delivery service. Besides, the portal aims also to improve the reputation of Gdex Express. For the info service, Gdex Express website provides comprehensive and useful information for customers. The sort of service provided in Gdex Express website are sharing of corporate information, parcel delivery services, applying for jobs, calculating the parcel's delivery fee, and etc. The expectation from the portal is that customers will be able to schedule the delivery of their parcels, trace their parcels using an online tracking system, etc. The portal interface is supposed to be integrated with user familiarity, consistency, minimum price, recoverability, user guidance, and user diversity. The expectation of software engineering involvement in this portal is that one or more software process models should be used to develop the software system for Gdex Express website. Besides, some particular uppercase and lowercase tools are required also in developing the portal. Software engineering is important in providing systematic and organized projects to develop the portal. And excellent software engineering aids also the website to meet the customer expectation and anticipation as well. Next, I would like to pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Firstly, tracking API. The tracking API enable customer to track their parcel. User needs to enter consignment note number to process the tracking. With the help of this tracking API, it can prevent user from being worried about their parcel. User get to know the exact location that their parcel has been dropped. It also helps them to complain about damaged parcel at a certain location. With this, action will be taken at the respective Gdex hub location that damaged the parcel.
Next is the shipping rate API. This shipping rate API uses information from their website such as origin, destination, weight, and cost of shipping. All of this to calculate the shipping rate. The developer can use this information to present the customer with various delivery alternatives and allow them to choose which one they prefer. The developer also computed the shipping charge using a public API where it allows user to use this feature openly without obtaining any permission. For example, user can utilize the shipping calculator on website to estimate how much their package will be cost based on weight, size, and other factors. So by using this delivery notification API, the customer will be notified when their package will be delivered. This is due to the fact that this API uses the user information like name, contact number, and location to deliver their package. User also can receive information about their parcel, for example, through their phone. By doing this, we can avoid the parcel from being stolen. User will also receive a message or a call from the delivery person, let them know that their package has been delivered successfully.
For the question 5, one type of verification is software testing. Okay, analyzing a software system or its component element to find faults, defects, mistakes, or other issue is the process of software testing. Software testing ensures that the system meets stakeholder and end user requirement and operates as intended. It also assists in identifying any issue or defect that could be present in the system and validates that it is suitable for the users that is designed for. For example of software testing that may be used with the Gdex Express, they are functional testing. Functional testing is included assessing all of the website capabilities such as account setup, shipment tracking, pickup scheduling, and shipping cost calculation. Performance testing is involved determine how well a website can handle high traffic, enormous volumes of data, and several concurrent users. This is essential to determine whether the website can handle the amount of expected user and transaction, as well as to identify any system bottlenecks and improve performance. For security testing, testing the website security procedure and features might include trying to get into the system or evaluating how well it can detect and respond to security breaches. It is essential to do this action in order to protect the website from common security dangers such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and cross-site request forgery. For usability testing, involves evaluating the website usability by monitoring users as they interact with the system, soliciting input, and assessing user satisfaction. This is essential to ensuring that the website is straightforward for user to go through and understand. Acceptance testing. This may involve testing the website with end user or other stakeholders to ensure that it meets their needs and is ready for release. Regression testing and is entirely checking the website after changes have been made to ensure that no new problems or vulnerabilities have been introduced as a result of the changes. It is done to ensure that modification made to the system continue to function as planned.
We decided to include software testing as a type of verification in the context of the case study because it is a powerful tool for ensuring that a system works as intended and meets the needs of stakeholders and end users. A system is run and its behavior is observed to evaluate the system or its part during software testing. It entails running tests, monitoring the system, and observing how users interact with it. This allows the development team to test the system's usability, security, performance, and functionality for flaws or problems. The Gdex website must manage a variety of functions, including parcel tracking, online ordering, delivery scheduling, and payments. Software testing can be carried out to ensure that these functionalities are operational and meet the needs of end users and stakeholders. Functional testing, for example, can be used to ensure that the online ordering system successfully processes orders and payments, and that the package tracking system accurately updates package status. Software testing is a component of the dynamic verification and validation methodology. The process of dynamically testing a software system entails running it and observing how it behaves as it runs. Software testing is the process of evaluating a software system or one of its components with the goal of identifying flaws and confirming that it meets the requirements. It is performed on a live system and it entails running the system and comparing the result to the expected result in order to identify flaws or vulnerabilities. While software testing is primarily concerned with evaluating the system's functionality, performance and security while it is operational, dynamic VNV or verification and validation is concerned with evaluating the system's behavior while it is operational. As part of this, real-world scenarios and user interactions with the system are simulated.
In software engineering, the process of determining whether a system or one of its components complies with the requirement during or after the development phase is known as validation. Two examples of validation techniques that may be used in software engineering are prototyping and requirement review. Building a working model of a software system is the process of prototyping. It may be used to verify requirements and collect feedback from stakeholders and end users. The goal of the prototype is to rapidly and inexpensively create a visual representation of the system so that end user and stakeholder can test it and offer feedback on its functionality, usability, and overall design. This case study identified many prototyping kinds, including paper prototyping. The development team may create a paper-based version of the website with mock-ups of the various sections and screen. This prototype may be used to replicate the functionality of the website and gather feedback on its overall structure, usability, and design from stakeholder and end user. For software prototyping, to create a functioning model of the website, the development team may utilize a programming language or specialized prototype tools. This prototype may be used to replicate the functionality of the website and get feedback from stakeholder and end user on the system usability, design, and overall idea. Clickable prototype. This interactive prototype lets user click on various website elements, including buttons, links, to depict the functionality of the website and get feedback from end user and stakeholder on the website usability, appearance, and overall aesthetic. Conceptual prototype. The development team may create a high-level abstract representation of the website, such as number of wireframe or mock-ups, in order to replicate the functionality of the website and receive feedback from stakeholder and end users on the core concept and overall appearance of the website. For the user interface prototyping, the development team may create several wireframes or mock-ups in order to mimic the user interface of the website and get feedback from stakeholder and end user on the overall look and feel of the website. Performance prototyping is, in this case, the development team may create a prototype that mimics how the website will operate under varied looks and conditions. They will be able to do this in order to identify and fix any system bottlenecks before the technology is put into use.
Requirement reviews are a type of static verification and validation that involves examining the clarity, completeness, and accuracy of the requirements of a software system. To reduce the cost of correcting flaws later in the development process, requirement reviews seek to identify and correct any flaws or inaccuracies in the requirement before the system is built. According to the case study in Gdex, there are several types of requirement reviews. Firstly, peer reviews. The development team and a group of peers such as analysts, testers and other developers may discuss the website's requirement. They may go over the specification for each website function such as the package tracking system, the online ordering system and the delivery scheduling system to ensure they are clear, comprehensive and accurate. Secondly, inspection. The development team may conduct a formal review procedure with a team of specialists including analysts, architects and domain experts. The inspection's goal will be to identify any flaws or errors in the requirements, confirm that they are accurate, complete and clear, and check for consistency among the requirements. Lastly, walkthrough. The development team may go over the requirements in detail with a group of stakeholders and subject matter experts such as end users, customers and domain specialists. The purpose of the walkthrough will be to ensure that the specifications are accurate, complete and meet the needs of all parties involved. We choose requirement reviews as one of the validation techniques because they are a successful method of validating the requirements of a software system and ensuring that the software, particularly Gdex, meets the need of their stakeholders and end users. By utilizing the insightful input that requirement reviews can provide from a variety of stakeholders and subject matter experts, including end users, clients and domain experts, the development team can validate the requirement and better understand the needs of the stakeholders. Requirement reviews are regarded as a type of static validation, VNV. Static VNV is the process of evaluating a system or its components without running the system by reviewing its documentation, which includes requirements, design specification, and code. Static VNV examines the system's need and design specifications without actually running it. Requirement reviews are a type of static VNV because they examine the system's requirement to ensure that they are accurate, complete and clear without actually running the system. To reduce the cost of repairing flaws later in the development process, requirement reviews can help to identify and correct any defects or inaccuracies in the requirements before the system is built. It is an important stage in the software development process because it ensures that the system's requirements are correct, complete and meet the needs of all stakeholders and end users.
Question number 6. As a system designer, two factors that influence the software development that related to my role are staff skills and team stability. Firstly, staff skill. Staff requires to design the Gdex with the correct requirement to ease the customer to use our service through the website. They are responsible to design our website with the correct requirement that we provide, such as delivery service and parcel tracking. There are also lots of other requirements that are important on the website. For example, contact us and newsroom. Through contact us, customer can easily contact Gdex. It helps to clear their doubt about Gdex by reaching us. They can also make a complaint through complaint procedure so that Gdex is aware of the customer's situation.
Team stability is when we want to reduce or avoid increase in maintenance costs. So, for example, when the company would like to hire the new staff or when the developer leaves, the maintenance cost will be increased. How about if we use the same staff for an extended period of time, or at least until the project is completed, the maintenance cost can be decreased. For example, it is simpler to comprehend the need and make change in response to the customer requirement when using the same system analyst. How about if we use the new system analyst, and they need to understand the project first for a better understanding, and of course it will take a lot of time. Next, it is good if we know each other between the team. It is crucial for them to help one another in order to share skill, information, knowledge, experience rather than hiring new employees. Requirement will then will gathered by the system analysts who will subsequently give them to the developers. So in order to properly interact with client and guarantee that the system complies with those needs, a system analyst should be able to comprehend the requirement and be professional with the customer. So then the project can be finished without incurring any additional cost or a new staff.
First and foremost, contractual responsibility refers to the commitments and agreements outlined in the maintenance contract or service level agreement (SLA). This can include information such as who is responsible for paying for maintenance, who is in charge of carrying out maintenance, and what level of service or availability is expected. Simply put, if system developers are not required by contract to maintain the systems, there is no incentive to plan for future change. For example, a contract may state that the developer is responsible for providing software updates and patches, while the client is responsible for providing the necessary hardware and infrastructure to run the software. A software tester may be required by contract to perform specific types of testing, submit test findings within a specified deadline, report any faults or issues discovered during testing, and provide software updates. These duties could be outlined in a contract between the software tester and the customer or employer. As a software tester, I am not required to perform periodic software updates if the contract doesn't state that they are required to do so. The contract may then specify a certain level of availability or performance that the program must meet, as well as any penalties or compensation that may be imposed if those requirements are not met. In general, a maintenance contract should explicitly outline the maintenance service that will be provided, the level of service that is expected, and how any problems will be addressed and resolved. This can help to avoid misunderstanding and arguments, while also ensuring that all parties are aware of their respective roles and responsibilities. Gdex must establish requirement for regularly updating the software based on the case study in order for me to fulfill my responsibilities as a software tester. If Gdex doesn't specify such requirements, I am not required to continuing my participation in their program in the future. Following that, Gdex will need to hire new software testers whose salaries may be higher than mine, resulting in higher maintenance costs.
Good day everyone. Next, I would like to present the potential system problems to our case study, Gdex Express website. The potential system problem is that customers are unable to use the search function. When users fill in keywords in the search box and search them, the system shows application error. The error may be due to complexity of code. Code with high complexity can easily lead to code defects because programmers tend to make mistakes when they are coding. Using complex code may slow down the performance of the system due to the increased runtime of the software. Worst case scenario is the system cannot function at all, as well as what is shown in the search function in the Gdex Express website. Furthermore, writing complex code will confuse the other programmers as well, because complex code is usually harder to understand. Moreover, the complexity of code can make the debugging even more difficult, because the programmers are able to identify and resolve the bugs in the code easily. Besides that, the potential system problem is that customers are unable to access the network function. When they click on the network function, the website page is not responding and tries to prompt the user to exit the website. This might be due to the large size of code. The size of code can be closely related to the capabilities of the hardware. As capable, hardware must be used to support the considerable size of code. For example, if the Gdex Express website system is riddled with tons of codes that require a large amount of capacity, hardware with a sufficient amount of storage should be used to store those codes. Otherwise, the website system performance will drop even if it cannot run at all, as shown in the network function in Gdex Express website. To minimize the large size of code, programmers should try to avoid bad smell in coding code, such as using duplicate code and long methods during coding. Next, I would like to pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Potential system problem that I choose is system downtime because this can be relatable to my role as project manager. Okay, system outage in the Gdex Express may be a system issues. When a website is inaccessible to consumer for website administration, this is referred to as system downtime. Numerous factors including planned maintenance, system upgrade and unforeseen outages may cause this. As the project manager, I am in charge of making sure that the software system function properly. If there is a problem with the software system, I also in charge of coming up with a speedy solution. System downtime may have a big influence on the success of system software. If system downtime is not adequately handled, it may result in lost sales, unhappy customers, and a decline in consumer confidence in the company. Therefore, project manager need to have a clear strategy to deal with this issue. This plan should include frequent backups, disaster recovery, and maintenance method to guarantee that the software system does not experience prolonged system outage. For software deployability, if a problem arises, the program will still function, but it will provide an error message for consumer to use. In accordance with the case study Gdex Express, if client chose to pay for online shopping, nonetheless, when the program has a system outage, the payment is still successful even after a lengthy wait. Customer will no longer trust. This will make customer no longer trust Gdex Express in this circumstance, and they will stop doing business with them.